everyone, welcome back to another episode of New Windsor. This is episode 20, and today we'll be working a little bit more on the airport we started last episode, just a little bit though. After that, we're going to be moving on to an oil harbor in between downtown and the airport. I'll explain why I'm not just working on the airport straight for episodes at a time. Alright, so we're widening the runways right now because the vanilla runways are really, really thin, and I needed to widen them to make them look realistic in any way whatsoever. So I did that. I'm using these runway expanders or something, I don't know what they're called, from the workshop. They're networks, and they work really well because I'm not adding to the prop limit, which is very nice. We're actually only at like 25,000 props, and you can really add like 60,000 something props. So we're doing pretty well right now, and I have a feeling we're gonna, hit other limits before we even hit the prop limit, so I'm really not worried about that for once, which is very nice. Where has New Windsor been? Well, I've been working on Calaveras Beach, which is a new series on the channel. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. It might be my favorite series yet in terms of where it's located. I mean, we've had some pretty awesome locations, like Aramore was set in the Pacific Northwest. Nevada was set in really some of the most unique terrain in America, in Red Rock Country in Arizona. And New Windsor's set in where I used to live, like New England. And however, Calaveras Beach is set in coastal California. It's just literally heaven. It's just awesome. And I'm placing loads of palm trees, and now there are animated waves in the workshop, which is just completely nuts. I can't wait to add those. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Honestly, like, it's been a lot of fun so far. If you haven't checked that series out, definitely do, because we're having a lot of fun there. So right now it is a Thursday. I'm probably going to try to render this today and go for a ride or something while it's rendering, and then upload it tomorrow morning. And what that means is tomorrow, essentially, yeah, I think exactly 24 hours from when this goes up, if it's going up at 6 a.m. PST, there's going to be a live stream. It's essentially the build-off competition. Me and a bunch of other City Skylines YouTubers, and we're gonna be working on one map and just combining our builds, two teams, and just having a build-off. And there's really been nothing like that before in the game that I know of. It's gonna be so much fun, honestly. Like, I'm gonna have to, like, the stream starts at 6 in the morning for me, so I'm gonna have to wake up at like 4:30 and get ready for it, but it's gonna be totally worth it. Honestly, I can't wait for that. So definitely tune in 24 hours from now. It's gonna be a blast. If you haven't figured it out yet, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing right here with these airport markings, or the runway markings, rather. I have no idea. So the numbers are just sort of similar to the numbers that I saw at the Bradley Airport in Hartford from Google Earth. They're not even the exact numbers, I don't think. And these asphalt strips are sort of realistic. I improved them a little bit later, but they're better than what I've done in the past. Just note that this airport is definitely not a work of art by me. It's just sort of getting it done and having it here in the city. I'm really bad at airports, and I really have no idea what I'm doing with airports. I'm not an airport geek like 99% of the other City Skylines players, so I'm just doing my best here. And somebody suggested that I do a guest episode with somebody who actually knows how to build an airport in the game really well, and they can, take over for an episode and get the geeky parts of the airport done, which I think would be a great idea. So if anybody who's like Taser or Jay or Strict or anybody wants to do a guest episode, I'd totally be down for that. So unless that happens, the plan is sort of to do the airport in small chunks rather than one big chunk, because right now I am essentially trying to not get bored of the game, and that means not doing loads of things that really annoy me. So that means essentially I gotta slow it down with the airport, because I really hate building airports, honestly. It's right now what you see me doing on screen, I am just it's torture. It's bad. And the final product is a lot of fun. Having an airport in your city, having airplanes flying around, but it's just so annoying. I don't know how FBS Airport was completed without anybody just going crazy. But whatever. Don't take that the wrong way, by the way. I still love New Windsor, and the reason that I'm gonna try to tackle the airport in small amounts is just so that I can be more consistent with New Windsor, really want to make videos, So later this episode, after we finish with a little bit more airport stuff, we're going to be working on an oil harbor area, just another small chunk of the city. Once again, I'm trying to tackle the city in smaller chunks just so that I'm not inconsistent with videos like I have been in the past, just trying to go for a massive episode. Because I remember I used to build these massive areas in just one episode, and it was really, it was harmful because it was inconsistent. I can't do that every week, so yeah, I'm just trying to go for smaller chunks now, and same applies to the airport. You'll probably see little segments each episode where I'm working on the airport, but then have another thing that I'm working on as the main part of the episode. This episode is just going to be the oil harbor. Finally, the oil harbor we've all been talking about, I've been talking about this episode so far. So the oil harbor here is going to be in between the bridge and the airport, the international terminal area, if you know where that is. So this oil harbor, I'm sort of using some of the Industries DLC features, but not really. I don't have a massive supply chain or anything, but I made the district and placed the Industries compatible buildings, if that counts. So I'll probably get a lot of oil vehicles coming here rather than just nothing really, or civilians, because usually you'll place parks that are oil tanks, or I don't know. Are they industry Rico? I have no idea. But anyway, this works. I'm not going to go for the whole supply chain or whatever. I saw $2.20 is making a series called Marble Mountain, which is much more vanilla and I guess, focused towards the game mechanics than all of his other stuff, and that looks like a lot of fun. I'm so tempted to do the same thing, honestly, but there's no way I can do it, because right now I have 2 series right now that I can barely upload once a week, even one of them once a week. So my promise to myself is, if you stay consistent, you can start another series, but it's not happening. It's just not happening. So, I don't know. Just, yeah, I'm going to try to be consistent. I keep just having problems being consistent because I'm not organizing myself very well. But I've started time blocking my whole week and, like, every single bit of work I have to do for the whole week, like a week and a half earlier. And that's been helping me a lot. I've been a lot more productive because I looked at my time blocking, and I thought I was just I didn't have enough time to get my stuff done, but then I looked at it and I was like, I'm time blocking these spots, and it's like, I've got so much time. I should be way more productive than I have been. So, yeah, just visualizing, how unproductive you are and how productive you can be really helps you be more productive, if that makes sense. I don't know if any of you have the same experience, but just use a calendar. It helps. Anyway, I'm ranting. So these docks here that I'm using are the docks from, well, the other side of the bridge. Taser used these on the just sort of old shipyard, oil harbor, or, well, not oil harbor. It was just a random industrial harbor area that he made in the guest episode. And I'm using these right here as well. They're the, like, really cool old mossy docks. I don't know what they're called specifically. I know the person who made them is named Bipin, or Bipin, whatever. They're in my collection in the description. Just look up, like, just Control F Rusty, or something in the collection. You should be able to find them. But yeah, they're props. They work pretty well. I'm using this massive oil tanker. It's got like a Euro oil logo on it, which is cool, I guess. I don't know how realistic this is in terms of the placement of the ship. And honestly, like, I'm not going to have a massive harbor or anything, like massive shipping infrastructure. Just some old, like, the idea is this used to be a very productive port city. It's definitely not still a productive port city like Arrowmore was. Like, Arrowmore was a massive port city. This definitely not. So this is just a place, like, honestly, just like what I'm doing right here. Don't expect me to try, like, to be realistic here, or even try to be realistic. Like, I'm just going off something like what I see on Google Earth, okay? I have no idea what I'm doing. So I'm just placing these pipes here. Like, this is definitely not how it works, but it looks cool, so that's just what I'm gonna go with. I do that with pretty much everything, especially, though, the things that I really have no idea how to build. I'll just really go off the cuff and just look at Google Earth, say, this looks something like this. So, yeah, don't expect realism, just expect nice-looking cinematics, honestly. But, yeah, so I'm placing just loads of junk here. Yeah, this junk is just all vanilla stuff for the most part, like these rubble piles. And people complain a lot when I place these all over the place, but to be honest, they look really solid from above. They don't seem to be very, very high in triangles, and they blend in with the ground really well. So, I don't know. It works for me. Like, I'm not going to place loads and loads of crates and barrels and stuff everywhere, just because, my prop limit. Because if I did that, my prop limit would be really, really bad. And I'd be in a bad spot, which I'm not in right now. Whatever I'm doing right now is working pretty well. And onto the foliage detailing. These new fall linden trees by Mr. Mason are awesome. They're really bright, though, so I'm going to have to use them really sparingly. Otherwise, they'll sort of mess up my whole color scheme that I've got going right now, but they're really cool, so definitely check those out if you haven't already. the oil harbor area. Now we are on to this general industrial area. I'm using a lot of different buildings here. Some of the new industries buildings, which I really like. I love the buildings in the new DLC, to be honest. Some of the best models that we've got in the vanilla game, at least. I'm also using these commercial warehouses by King Leno, which came out just after the last episode of New Windsor, I think, and I just hadn't, or maybe even before then, I don't know, but I haven't gotten a chance to use them yet, or at least until now, and they look really solid. I want to build a whole industrial district using a lot of these. They look like they'd be great for like a Brooklyn area, combining them with the Brooklyn industrial assets. That'd be so cool, honestly. There's so many different things that I just think about, and I'm like, I really want to build that immediately in this game right now, but it's just too much. Like, I'll think of an idea and I'll be like, wouldn't it be a great idea for me to start a series on this right now? And then I just come back to reality and it's depressing, but it's fine because honestly, I've got a lot of freedom within New Windsor because there's so many different things I can build. Like, I can build parts of New York almost within New Windsor, or at least take inspiration, like anywhere like DC, anything East Coast-ish, or at least Northeast, I can just take inspiration from, and I'm having a lot of fun with that. Like, I want to build ski slopes in the future. I've got that big lake project, which I know some of you are just waiting for, but I want to finish some of the areas near the airport first, because that would be, the lake project's going to be a pretty big project, to be honest, because I'm going to build an amusement park on the lake. You can guess in the comments what I'm going to be using as inspiration for that. It's in New Hampshire, which I haven't actually used for inspiration all that much yet. But yeah, it's about time to end the episode. It's been a while. We've almost gone 20 minutes here, which I'm trying to keep the episodes around this length. I think it's a nice sweet spot, but hopefully you all enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like. It really does help a lot, and subscribe if you're new around here, and hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified whenever I upload a video, so you never miss an upload. And yeah, no Snapchat portion of this episode, or ever, actually. I decided to cancel that because honestly, like, nobody was actually sending in snaps for videos, and I sort of hate the platform. So my staying on the platform for like even 2 weeks was contingent on people actually sending in snaps for videos, and that didn't even happen, so that idea is going to be scrapped. I do want to figure out a different way to include, you know, viewer input in videos. Maybe just reading comments, honestly, just the old-fashioned way. But yeah, one place I won't leave is Twitter. Definitely follow me on Twitter. Links in the description at @prez_YT. Or if you're watching this in the distant future, then maybe it changed. But yeah, link in the description. Yeah, Instagram's also in the description. And I post my best screenshots there. Got a nice little gallery going, so definitely follow me there. And that's about it. I'm trying to keep the end of video portions a little bit simpler now. Tell me how you like the new graphics, but yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed. I'll see you next time.